Now we're live again and again and again.
We're always the MC. We're always giggling.
Yes, I think we look like
They
we're
might
just
think that we
having
had
fun.
something. Yeah, they might think that we had something like cannabis is already regulated for both of the
You
provinces,
just you just had your
especially in your place in Victoria.
Oh yes,
There's a
yes.
lot of
Like
plantation, private ones. It's I know. I even have one faculty member that I know. I remember he has his own in a backyard.
yes. Like here in the apartment I can always smell it. Not like
Ah,
we ask the landlord to, probably smoke outside since we're
ah,
not smoking. So yeah.
yeah.
Oh, they're here.
Good
Here's our
morning.
viewer, Emmy Igwe. I think Emmy is from Nigeria. I'm just guessing.
Oh, I'm gonna have a hard time guessing what time is it in their place.
but
As of the moment, I'm floating.
but Miss Marisa, when are you coming back here again in
April
British
1st,
Columbia?
BC. April 1st.
April 1st. Wow. Okay. Welcome back. Oh, Miss Maricel is now in Canada.
Yeah. Welcome me back. Thank you.
She's currently doing the quarantine
Quarantine.
mode.
It's very true. They have to call you, have to check in every day, and they have called me.
Mhm.
And I have to do my own COVID test on the 10th day.
How was it? Like doing your own COVID test?
Tomorrow I still have to do it. It's gonna be in video. So
Did you have to pay? Did you have to pay the
no,
Oh, really? What? Because you came before the effective date.
no, I came just last week, March 5th.
But why you didn't
I
pay?
didn't pay anything.
Why?
I paid
They
for the
have
hotel.
favoritism?
I paid for the hotel, definitely.
Okay, yeah, yeah. But
But
for
the
the test,
test, yeah, the test, it's
it's
free.
free.
The COVID testing, subsequent COVID testing is also free. So let's see.
Oh, that's
So
good.
far, so good.
Yeah, you look like you're okay.
I look like okay.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
look
probably you
plump.
have
So
your
sorry.
makeup on.
Oh, it's just lipstick.
Okay. I think we have 20 viewers now. We're still gonna wait like for 3 minutes, but let's just have a quick shout out.
Okay.
Roy Sanchez. I think Roy's from the Philippines. Lazan, where are you from? Oh,
It's
Melanie. Hello, Melanie. Melanie is from
8
Cavite.
a.m.
Yeah, it's 8 a.m. in the Philippines. They're having their coffee now. Hello, Bido.
Evito.
Jonathan De La Cruz. So today our topic is about Atlantic immigration. Is it still pilot program or is it program now? Because when you check the CIC, it says
Website.
pilot.
Well, probably I don't know when are they going to change it, but it's basically a permanent program.
Mm-mm.
One of the most actually successful
Yes.
regional or provincial nominee program. So
I think because there are a lot of businesses, small businesses participated in the program, right?
yeah, the employers itself, and they've seen it. They're not. It's like an election, no? You come across a politician, and then again, you would like to have a continuation.
Yes.
So you better, so you better continue. So that's why they made it permanent this time.
And it's bringing a lot of people in Nova Scotia, not like in for international students. That's one of the programs that they like, right?
For
if they
international
if it
students.
is yeah, if they see like AIPP, okay, I'm gonna go to New Brunswick Community College or Nova Scotia Community College,
Oh yes,
they
yes,
really
yes.
like
It's very popular. It's well promoted
them. Mm-mm.
among all the provincial nominee in Canada, as far as I know. I mean, in my practice. So yeah, and the
That's
pilot program is really a pilot. It has run, it has promoted very well. That's why they're making it permanent.
Yeah, I think we can start now, but Let me have a quick shout out. Bido. Oh, this is hard.
From Dominican
Oluwapo.
Republic, from Nigeria,
Zainab from
Zainab.
Pakistan. Emmy. Oh, see, Emmy's from Nigeria.
Uh, she's from Nigeria, but she lives in Finland. So she's
Oh,
in Finland right
wow.
now.
Must be cold. Nishan, hello from Sri Lanka. Antonio Victor from Angola. Wow. From Jamaica. Is that Uruguay?
Uruguay.
Uruguay. Wow. Of course, Dubai. Yay.
7 o'clock. What time is it? It's 7 o'clock. If it's
It's
7 o'clock
4 p.m.
here.
It's
Oh, okay.
4 p.m.
Look at me.
You're so adjusting. Mudisar from
Hassan.
Bahrain. Innocent from Nigeria. Wow, we got a lot from different countries. United Nations. Yes, Melanie. Okay, I think we can start now. So guys, I'm not sure if you're familiar. We have a quick discussion about AIPP for about 20 minutes, and then we're gonna have a Q&A after that for about 40 minutes. But before we move on, Miss Maricel, again. time,
Introduction.
time to shine. Yes.
Time to shine. Like a 15-second shine.
Yeah.
Yes. So, well, welcome everyone. My name is Maricel Agustines. I'm a regulated Canadian immigration consultant. I've been an immigrant in Canada for the past 9 years, actually 8, 9 years.
Wow.
Uh, so I have entered Canada as an immigrant. A lot of people are entering Canada as a student, a foreign worker, or spousal, but for me it's basically the old express entry. It's not even an express entry, it's called just
Yeah.
six selection factors. So welcome everyone. I'll be happy um uh to share with you what I know about immigration and what about the topic that we're going to tackle or discuss for today. So
Yeah.
thank you for your morning and your afternoon and your evening wherever you are in
Yes.
the country.
So we're doing this bi-weekly. But we're kind of changing our timings now. But let's see. I'm gonna announce it in the group in this channel as well. But again, we're gonna answer your question later. I don't see any question yet, but please keep it for later. And we're just gonna um accept general questions. If it requires private consultation, that I'm gonna ring the bell. But let's start. Of course. What is Atlantic Immigration Pilot Program?
Atlantic Immigration Pilot Program, very controversial. Is the four, I call it a four province country
Uh-huh.
because it's like Quebec. They have their own provincial nominee, but whereas for this, they have combined their powers in
Yeah.
order to fill uh, to have a more economic stability in their
Mhm.
provinces. It has been a pilot since 2017, and now they just announced that it's going to be
Ah,
permanent because
okay.
they would like to have a continuation of what they have started. They would like to fill a lot of people in those provinces, and they know that it has been successful. So why to stop if it has been successful,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
So this particular program is employer driven. They call it employer driven. That means that there's always a job offer.
Mhm.
It's been going in different streams. Actually, you have different streams or different pathways. Either you become a student in the province, you
Yeah.
are semi-skilled, which means that's NOC code C. For those people who doesn't know what are the job codes in Canada, there's a 0, A, and B
Yep.
most of the time, but for Atlantic provinces, they're accepting letter C's. Letter C, let's say I have an example like a caregiver, a nanny, or home healthcare aid. Those are C job codes. So where am I? So international students, semi-skilled,
Mm.
letter C, and at the same time, the high-skilled individuals whom they hire. So these are the O, A, or B. So engineers, nurses,
Yep.
uh, and all professionals.
Yep. And I think the most if you're coming from different let's say if you didn't graduate in Atlantic, I have few friends who moved to Atlantic and
Mhm.
they went through under not high skill, intermediate skill program.
Intermediate skill program. Yeah,
Yeah.
they have the right because even if you graduated, let's say, for example, in Manitoba or in British Columbia, and you found a job in any of the four provinces within the Atlantic Immigration Pilot Program, then that's possible. They don't have that much restrictions compared to other provinces wherein they would like you to be you know, as exclusive as possible. Like you graduate, you found a job, uh,
Yeah.
and just stay there. So, but
Yeah.
for the provinces, they have been quite lenient compared to others.
Yeah, because in other provinces you need to get NOC A, B, 0, but here
Yeah.
they included NOCC. Like for example, if you're gonna work at the restaurant,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Yeah, and
Or
I
in a
know.
medical field, like home care support, healthcare aid, caregiver. So those are actually NOCC. And the
Mhm.
thing is, for the immigration pilot program is um, they have um, they have this particular non-point system. That
Yeah,
means
yeah,
it doesn't have any higher score as long as you have a job offer. You have English and you have your education credential assessment or ECA, then you're good to go. Actually, you can start looking for a job.
yeah. And I think one of the advantages, let's move on to advantages, is that they have a list. Before when I came to Atlantic,
Uh huh.
they have the AIPP, and then I know that you need to get a job offer from a designated employer, but you
Yes.
don't know who the employers are, right?
Yes.
But now they
Now they
publish
have a list.
this. They publish the list, and then actually I have a friend who went through the same stream, and then what he did, he intentionally applied to those employers,
Mm-hmm.
so he got the list and then he's sent out the resume to those employers. So you can do that as well. You can be intentional, right?
Yes. Yes. I mean, it's like getting a job offer or applying for a job is basically the same as applying a job from your home country. It's just have a
Mhm.
different format for resume, more strength on the cover letter,
Mhm.
because that's what they read, narration about who you are. A lot of
Mhm.
resumes have different formatting, but for them, they would like to read the cover letter, which is basically a narrative or a background of yours. So they have an idea who are they talking to or they're going to be dealing with.
Yep.
So yeah.
And I guess, Miss Maricel, one of the advantages as well of AIPP before pre-COVID, I have met a lot of people got their residency within 6 months. Like
Yes. Yeah.
yeah, it's too quick because it's
It
a
is.
federal program. It's not like provincial. That's
Yeah.
what I noticed. Yeah.
It is. Probably they have prepared for it. I mean, not the fluctuation, the volume of the applicants. They have anticipated that a lot of people will be applying for this, and a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people have different. I mean, a lot of in the organization of AIP, there are different functions for different departments. So
Yep.
all of them came prepared. That's why it's faster, and they really want people to settle down as soon as possible in the province.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah.
also, I'm not sure if you mentioned, Miss Maricel, but I think you have to be endorsed, right, by the employer.
Yes.
Yeah, so there will be endorsement.
That's why they
But
call it employer driven. So you have to have an
mm,
employer, you have to have a job offer.
mhm,
You can come into Canada as a PR itself if they have time to process your PR, or you just come in as a temporary foreign worker and bring your family with you. So go
mhm.
same way. It's quite
Yeah.
lenient. Let's like tell is like um, it sounds so big because it's four provinces and they have
Yeah.
streams, and within the provinces they have their own streams as well, especially right now, what you heard about New Brunswick. So
Yeah.
either you go through the province itself or either you go through AIP. That I don't know yet because don't have any client for New Brunswick. It's a new thing which came out I think a few months ago. So
Mm-mm.
yeah, it's like come all, come as you are.
Like, we're gonna take care of you here in Atlantic. And then also, Miss Maricel, I think one of the advantages of AIPP is that it's paper based. It's not like
Yes,
express entry that it's online, right?
yes, not yeah. That's very true. It's paper based, non-point system like we talked about. Yeah,
Mm-mm. But still faster than it's the same timeline as a express entry. However,
6 months. Sometimes express entry is longer. I had I
yeah.
think few clients who received their COPR, confirmation of permanent resident, after 8 months, 8 or 9 months, and
Wow.
that's express entry.
I think the same, it's the same with AIPP now, like during the COVID, during
Uh,
the pandemic, it's still it's taking longer than usual. Yeah. I think
oh,
everything is taking longer than usual.
of
But
course,
once it's normal again, hopefully it will be normal again. But I think it pretty much 6 months. Yeah.
pretty much
I don't know,
six
I
months.
can't think of, oh, probably one advantages is like they have limited cap per, I'm not sure it's per year or every 2 years. Like
That
it's
was
not
was
right.
it the one AIP before? You mean to
Mm-mm.
say, yeah. Right
Yeah.
now, I don't know if they have changed it, but yes, you're right
Yeah.
because
Oh, let's
it has
see
become
if they're
permanent,
gonna have
right?
cap. Yeah. So let's see if they're gonna have a cap. But you know what? In Atlantic, even though the Atlantic Immigration Pilot Program has a cap, you
Mm-hmm.
still have other options. You have provincial nominee program, and also you can still go through express entry,
You can
right?
go to either of the streams, like either you are, if you're international graduate program, you can go through the three, high
Mm-mm.
skilled and semi skilled. If you are not, then your only option is high skilled and intermediate.
Yeah,
So
I
yeah, so
think
it's
I think
that's
we're
the
good.
advantage.
Yeah, we're good with quick. That was fast and
What is
very
the disadvantages of Atlantic? I don't know. I haven't been to those provinces
province.
yet. You've been
You
there.
should visit. You should.
Yeah, we've been there. I've only been to provinces because I'm from British Columbia. So British
Still,
Columbia, Ontario. I visited Alberta and Manitoba for
you're
work.
always on the west side.
I'm always
Or I'm
always on
sorry,
the west side.
central Canada, but you should visit Atlantic, but not in during the winter. Probably fall, right?
So the disadvantages is the weather probably.
Yes, disadvantages would be the weather, and also the jobs, right?
The
If
jobs right now is because although there's a lot of listed employers, not everyone have openings.
mm-mm,
And you really have, I mean, because around the world, the COVID had big impact to
mm,
businesses. When I arrive here, I see a lot of closed establishment. So you will really feel, but it's Canada. They're going to bounce back. We have other programs which will help the economy to bounce back post COVID. So just continue to apply. I mean, you'll never know when the lady luck will be smiling at you, right?
I remember we had a discussion at our school before about AIPP, and they mentioned that if the employer is not listed,
Mm-hmm.
they can be listed. They can apply for it and it will not cost them any money. That's what they said. But I don't know how long it's going to take for the employer to be listed. But again,
Designated. Yeah, I think
yeah.
it will just take. It's the provinces are quite small. The governance is quite lenient as well.
Mm-mm,
So
mm-mm,
if there's an employer who's willing to hire and this person will have a significant impact economically in the province itself, why not? They have a very good settlement
mm-mm,
committee or
mm-mm.
settlement department. wherein they
Yeah.
really take care of the new immigrants who's coming in, right? So
Yeah, they're
it's like
so.
grabbing you and then putting you. It's like everything is actually in the platter once you are given a job offer.
And I remember one of the well, I'll go back with advantages. I just remember something.
Remember?
The proof of funds. It's not the same
Oh
as
yeah,
yeah.
yes, unbelievable.
It's
Okay,
around
everyone would have that.
3,000 something like that. Like
For a single person, I think it's 3,000. Then you add a couple of thousand if you have a family. So I think a good 10,000 Canadian dollars
for
will be sufficient enough for a family of four.
yeah, but if it's provincial nominee program, it's around is it like 30?
One person is 13.
Yes.
I know. I know that.
I think we have already discussed the advantages, disadvantages, and like pretty much the the overview of Atlantic Immigration Pilot Program. And I know some of my viewers they're pretty much aware about it because I always preach it in my one of like
Your
some of my
vlogs?
videos because I came from.
Yeah, because you've been, yeah, you studied in Nova Scotia, right? So,
Yes, and I always share my experience. So
mhm.
now we're gonna take some questions. So guys, put your questions now, and I'm gonna start now. But before I'll start, subscribe again. Don't forget. Otherwise, I'm not gonna read your question. I'm just
I
joking.
thought you're not going to continue.
Let me remove my yeah. Okay. First, which is the best Atlantic province to immigrate as an international student? Wow, that's hard. For
It
me,
is
I
profile
would
per
try
profile
that.
depends now. Yeah. You, how
Nova
about you? You were
Scotia.
international student.
Nova
Which
Scotia.
why did you choose Nova Scotia instead of New Brunswick before?
I checked the unemployment rate. It
Uh-huh.
was slightly lower than New. I was choosing between New Brunswick and then Nova Scotia. But I was
Mm-hmm.
about to go to New Brunswick, but it was the program was waitlisted, so
Mm-hmm.
I went to Nova Scotia.
Nova Scotia.
So
Oh.
I feel like Nova Scotia and New Brunswick would be my best too. PI is just too far for me, I guess.
Too far, too small?
Just too far, too small, too alone. But yeah,
Too fishy?
too fishy. But how? But you haven't been to Atlantic, so it would be
Yeah.
harder. But in terms of immigration or jobs, I think at Halifax is the center of Atlantic. I see a lot of
Halifax, Nova Scotia.
yes, like the consulate, like the consulate visit the Halifax. Like a lot of people visit Halifax from different
I
uh
think you even have a port.
yes. So
That's
if you
why. So
I
in Vancouver, there's a port. That's why there's a lot of progress, or the city is actually progressive.
yeah.
So what's if you have a port, there's commercial, there's trade, there's business everywhere.
Yeah, but I think in New Brunswick, it's not bad. I have few friends who found jobs right
Mm-hmm.
away. So it depends
Right
on the
away.
industry. Okay, Ula Kuda. I'm father graduate in Canada, but never had work experience. I am Canadian. What are the opportunities for him through the Atlantic program? Oh, Miss Maricel, that could be like sponsorship, isn't it?
Hi, my father graduated in Canada but never had work experience.
Um,
Okay, I'm
your
Canadian.
father, okay.
Okay, I'm Canadian. What are the opportunities for him through Atlanta? Yeah, it could be sponsorship if you're eligible to sponsor,
Mm-hmm.
because there's still eligibility of sponsorship.
Oh, really? Like,
Yeah,
even though like, it's your
like
dependent.
how old is he or she, right?
Yes.
And if it's a father, it's a parent, grandparent sponsorship. So there's a financial a commitment.
Yes, yes.
It's not a spousal wherein you don't have any financial commitment at all.
Mm-hmm. But So if the dependent is older than, let's say, 22, 23, then they might have to go through different path now.
Yes, they have to go through their own
Yeah.
pathway. They have to go because it's not going to be under the dependent child category.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Melanie. Comparing BC and Atlantic, which of the two is good for international student in terms of PR pathway? Okay. Miss Maricel, I want you to compare. Or you can't compare, right? Like what's your
I you can compare. Actually, you're the best person because you've been
I
in the
could?
east and then you
No.
been to the west. But when it comes to PR pathway, wherever you are in Canada, wherever you settle, wherever you graduated from, it's really the niche that even Canadians. It's basically yourself. How are you going to look for a job? The job will not knock on the door.
Mm,
um, your capability and your comprehension of how we're going to be economically stable in a city or municipality. That is very very important because
yeah.
the province will help you in a I mean provincial nominees, especially BC, have a
Mm.
lot of, especially now. I mean, I'm going to go outside AIP. RNIP has come
Yes,
to.
and they are open now. Like they're actually
They started, yeah, they started.
yeah.
So when you look into that, it's up to you whether you would like to settle. Because if you're going to be settling in the East, then because provincial nominee always have a commitment
Mm-mm.
within
Mm-mm.
between you and the province itself. They
Mm-mm.
want you to stay there. That's why they have given you provincial nomination.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
So I cannot speak which terms are international. If you are an international student, definitely you are way ahead compared to a lot of people outside Canada.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Um, BC have tremendous programs for international student as well. You just have
Mm-hmm.
to know which program you need uh, to actually study so that you have a shortcut instead of going around the bush and then
Yeah.
going for a postgraduate work permit. But definitely, there's a lot of graduate, the postgraduate in BC,
Mm-hmm.
in Atlantic provinces. The thing is, it's basically the same as provincial nominees, just that more
Mm-mm.
jobs are being offered. I think before, right now, I wouldn't know.
Mm-mm.
So yeah, it's really up to you, Melanie.
Yeah,
Find your
Melanie. I think Melanie is working in the Philippines as municipal administrator. So
life.
she's more into social worker like field.
Ah,
So I think
in the government.
yeah, so either or. Like I always say to the students that where the job offer is. If you
Yeah.
can find a job offer in British Columbia, then that's your golden ticket to get nominated, right? To
Yes,
get
job offer.
invitation.
Especially when you're married, you will be tagging along your spouses as well. So
Mhm.
and remember, the principal applicant will just be bouncing back either you or him or you. So
Mhm.
you will be figuring that out yourself. I promise.
Mhm.
It's you who's gonna be able to figure out which one is the best.
Mhm. And for Filipinos, we're very uh assertive, resourceful. We
Resourceful, very resourceful. Nowadays, I think, yeah, you're right. We're becoming assertive. We're not that shy and timid
yeah, yeah, yeah.
anyway, especially for people who have worked abroad, like you
Yes,
and me.
yes, yes.
We've seen the world for quite some time before landing as an immigrant. So,
Yeah. So you're like yeah, fully trained.
yeah,
Okay, masalising. Does my course need to be related to my job? What if I'm an engineer but I got a job offer from hospitality? Would I qualify for AIPP? I think this would be I'm not sure if you're going to study if it's international graduate stream or if it's at intermediate skill
semi
program.
skill, yeah.
But like personally my friend he work in a business. like
Mm-hmm.
corporate in Qatar. And
Mm-hmm.
then he studied in Centennial business program. He moved to Atlantic, and then he got a job in a restaurant. That's okay, but he completed 1 year under intermediate skill program. What do you think,
Mm-hmm.
Miss Maricel?
If it's intermediate program, like what I said, the course doesn't have to be related. Maybe it will complement what you already have
Mm-hmm.
with you, what you have knowledge and skills. Like do have a lot of clients who are engineering graduate, then they're adding data analytics on top of that
Mm-mm.
because IT and also computing, like accounting and statistics. Like what right now when we're talking, we are in GPS because of our StreamYard and we're using Google. So basically, it's the same analogy.
Mm-mm.
So if you're an engineer and you got a job offer from hospitality, as you are qualified to do the job,
Yeah.
I think that will be okay. It doesn't have to. You don't have to complicate just because you have unrelated job compared to the job offer because they have given you the job basically on the basis that you know and you have the capability to do the job. That's what I think. You could answer probably that yourself, Muscly Singh.
Leasing. Yeah,
Muscly Singh.
yeah. Just look at the I'll have the link of the page that I just flashed a while ago. I have it on my description box in a bit. But yeah, you have to really check the eligibility in which program. Again, it depends on the program that you're gonna look at, right?
Mm.
So yeah. Emmy. I can't see your face now, Miss Maricel.
Yeah, because it's too long. Okay.
You
Okay.
have to adjust. Okay. Okay. I will be graduating this summer from a university here in Finland. Oh, and I applied already for a 1 year master's program in PEI. Are you studying now, Emmy? Like online? I want to know upon graduation or before graduating how to apply for PR. Okay, that's pretty general
That's
question. Yeah.
that's a
So
bell.
which PR pathway? Is it AIPP? Like for PR, Miss Maricel, probably you can explain that. Like depends on
For PR, master's degree, well, once you graduate, you have either the federal or provincial program that you can choose from,
mm-mm,
right? So, doesn't have to be Atlantic. It doesn't have to be provincial nominee, but you, depending on your English and your score, serious score,
mm-mm.
then you can decide which program you're going to take. Like what I said before, as a student, international student, you are opening for streams when you complete your study program.
Yeah.
Minimum four streams of immigration, federal and provincial itself.
Mm-hmm.
So don't worry, finish whatever you have started.
Yeah.
Study in PEI, and then probably because after a year, things may change.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You
So
don't
you
know.
will
Yeah.
find that out. Yeah, there's a lot of changes in months' time, 6 months' time. When it comes to immigration, congratulations to the 75 CRS score of
Sana
Canadian
all.
Experience class. Yes.
But yeah, but Emmy, if you're not sure like on how to process your permanent residency, like when I processed mine, it was stressful. I was doing it on my own.
Mm-hmm.
And like I was like super resourceful, assertive, but it was stressful. If you don't want to be in that situation, and then hire a consultant or someone that could help you, right? And then like if you're not really sure which stream, I think it's good to have an assessment, right? And if you don't know, like again, 4 streams, imagine how many
That's a bit overthinking that you're gonna do
like
because
your time is valuable. For
it's
me,
like
time
finding
is
four
valuable.
husbands.
Yeah. Like if you don't want to spend time for that, pay someone, get like seek help. Okay. So Miss Maricel is here. I have like we have the email address here. So just message Miss Maricel.
Yes, you're
Okay?
welcome to send me a message.
Yeah. Okay.
Emi, Egwe,
Nishan, planning to study a
Masters.
master's at Memorial in Newfoundland. Would it increase the chances of getting PR through AIPP? Actually, they have priority skills. I think it's still close though. But yeah, it's I'm not sure. Like masters. Mm,
Still international graduate, yes.
yeah. Like
So
how many years? Because for international graduate,
international when you
program,
complete it, you
it,
have to apply within 16 months, as far
yeah.
as I
It
remember.
says
It will
here.
take some time.
Ah, it says here. Why this is? It's different now. No, 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 no.
I told you it changes.
Why
I
did
wouldn't,
they
for
change
me,
it?
I will not read unless they have decided already. Because
Why
it will
did
keep
they
on
change it now?
changing.
I just thought that Atlantic graduate program, you need to like before you need to finish a 2 year program
Mm.
to qualify. But I'm not sure. Maybe they change it, but
No, it's
just
still the
double
same,
check.
but but some of the province, like New Brunswick, right? Once you arrive in New Brunswick, you can apply for PR.
Yeah, but yeah, they need 2 year degree, diploma, certificate. That's what it says
Mm.
here. You need to apply, graduated from this institution in the 24 months before we receive your permanent. Oh, so you have 2 years.
Yeah,
But there's another one. At least 16 months within 24 months period. So you have to stay in that province in like within like in 2 years, like
during the application.
yeah, and 15 months. You should be in the province. Yeah. But for me, getting the chances of PR, as explained by Miss Maricel, if you're an international student, you're like way ahead of
Yeah, you have the edge.
yeah. Yep. Which is better, PNP or AIPP? What do you think, Miss Maricel?
It, bet,
AIPP.
a better program. Like what I said, it really depends on your profile.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the people fits 4 or 5 boxes of immigration program in Canada, right? So I wouldn't be the judge whether you go for PNP or AIPP. Like what I said, we discussed about the disadvantages of AIPP
Mm-mm.
and advantages of AIPP as well. For PNP, there are 6 more provinces that we have to talk about with to determine whether PNP is good for you personally.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be able to comment on this. It really
Yeah,
depends.
it's general,
It's
right?
very general. Like in Quebec,
It's broad.
if I mean, as long I think in Quebec, you just have to learn the language and
Mm-mm.
you're done.
Yeah, this is an interesting one. Is it advisable to apply as international student even if you're 45? Can you still be accepted as PR under AIPP?
Yeah, like what I said, it's AIPP is not a non. It's a non-point. So if you think you'll be able to obtain study permit
Hmm.
at on a 45 year of age, and
Mm.
after I think when you complete your program, you're going to be 47 and you get a job offer, why not?
Yeah, yeah. And you still have like 10 years. Is it oh no, there's no age
There's no points.
no age limit or
Yeah.
something. Good. I think for if your age is so meaning to
So
say
why don't you just take your
myself.
children and then net?
Ah
Let
yeah.
45 years. I don't know if you have children, but it could be an option, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But I spoke to some parents. No, yeah, they just decided to just let their kids to study here instead of them.
Mm.
They just want to retire.
It's the same amount of money.
Yeah,
It's just who's gonna go. Just a
yeah.
matter of who's gonna go, right?
I have received offer letter from Alberta. Nate is in Edmonton, right?
Edmonton, yeah.
And NSCC. Nova Scotia. I am 38 years old and wanted to know which province has more PR pathway. So I think
Well, Alberta also has a international graduate, so I wouldn't know Lausanne because oh no, that's Manitoba. I'm thinking about Manitoba. So um,
Alberta and NSCC. But I think how many PR pathways do they have in Atlantic? They have like oh, Nova
Atlantic is
Scotia.
three. Alberta. Like, see, the thing is, for provincial nominees, sometimes they do have ineligible jobs,
Yeah. But
right?
they have
But
a lot.
eligible occupation, you cannot apply because you were, let's say, a secondary school teacher,
Mm-mm.
something like that.
Yeah.
So your NFC code is basically reserved for locals and
Mm-mm.
citizens of
Oh, so that's
Alberta,
why they
right?
have that in demand list.
In demand, yeah. So if you
Yes.
have in demand, you're okay. But if your job belongs to ineligible jobs,
Mm-mm.
something like
Mm-mm.
that, or eligible, something like that, then you may not be able to apply. So
Yeah, so you have to double check
there's
like
some
what's your
restriction. Yeah.
background. Lazan, right? MZ. Wow, MZ. How soon as international student graduate did you apply for your PR? As soon as you graduate. Sometimes if you're still studying, if you're eligible, you could
Yeah,
apply.
90 days. 90 days before before you graduate, because as soon as you I think have the completion letter and you have all your grades
Yeah,
you can receive.
but I think if you're still a student, right, Miss Maricel, if you qualify for express entry, why not, right? But
Why
if
not? Yeah.
yeah, but
Especially if you are already you have work experience back
mm,
home
mm-mm,
and you want to try your luck, you want to keep repeating your IELTS, you want to probably get a job offer while you're studying.
mm-mm.
So you never know
Also for couple, if I'm studying and I have a partner who already
who's working.
completed 1 year, they or not even 1 year, if they have job offer, then they could apply for permanent residency. So it depends.
That's true.
Oluwa ka yode. I hope we answered your question. Bito, I'll be going to Holland College in PI this fall. What's the main advantage of applying to AIPP instead? Oh, I think we answered this
Yeah,
already.
we already answered this.
Skip that. Does your program course needs to be related to my job offer? What if I'm in? Oh, it's the same,
It's the same.
mom. Okay. I was able to pay. I'm not used to saying mom anymore, you know.
Yeah, me too.
I was able to pay my agency for visa process, but this will be in Centennial. I would like to study instead for Atlantic School. What school you recommend that is cheap and I can support myself? For
Oh,
me, cheap. Holland is cheap. Atlantic, the Newfoundland Labrador Atlantic College or something. Check on that,
mm,
Jonathan. But Holland's pretty cheap. Also,
inexpensive.
New Brunswick Community College, Jonathan. So it depends on your background too. So every community, every province, they have different in-demand jobs. So the
That's true.
programs available in like let's say New Brunswick Community College would be different from
Mm,
Nova Scotia Community College. So it depends on your background. But pretty much NSCC, New Brunswick, Holland College, North Atlantic College. I'm not sure with the name, but double check those schools. I think I answered that already. Melanie, if you have a master's degree from a university obtained outside of Canada, is it more advisable to get master's degree too in Canada as international student or post diploma course is okay too? What do you think, Miss Maricel?
It actually depends, Melanie, because in level of education, you, I mean, traditionally you have to go up, master's degree then PhD. However, if you just want a short course where it's not complicated, then you go for post baccalaureate degree,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I don't know exactly. I think MC have given a little bit background of your job. You're working in a municipality, so probably were you in political science? Were you in
Mm.
compliance?
She's
Are you in
in
criminology?
she finished public administration
Uh-huh.
and she is
So
turning 40. Yeah.
yeah, so you may want to look into that. What would be the best one for you, and you may want to consider a lot of things or factors such as your capability, because a PhD a lot of it's more theoretical paperworks.
Yeah.
Post baccalaureate, I wouldn't know what will be the best diploma program for you, what you
Mm-mm.
wanted to learn. So yeah,
I think political is more on practical learning, not compared to in university. I
it's
like
leadership, right? And you can go on leadership. You can
yeah.
go on yeah those uh, those type of programs.
Okay. I'm a Filipino working in Tokyo. Moshi moshi. As a recruiter, how easy is it to get a job offer from outside Canada? Oh, I hope to go through the AIPP program. So I think he's not looking into international as a international education. What do you think if you're gonna be on outside Canada, Miss
If you're
Maricel?
going to be outside Canada, you know what you need to do is take a lot of patience with you. Uh, take a lot. We have to have, in one sleeve is patience, the other one is consideration.
Uh,
And it's always patience because in one job, it's not just you who's going to apply, thousands of you.
yes, exactly.
That's AIP, that's why their AIPP is very popular because a lot of people have received or obtained a job offer from the province, but not everyone. Like what I said, like applying a job. Sometimes it's 400 of you, but they will only pick 45,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and it's a matter of how you put up your resume and your cover letter. So it's not as easy to get a job offer in AIPP,
Yeah.
especially right now. Most of the businesses have halted or they have stopped recruiting at
Mm-mm.
some point because of the COVID. But like what I said in our few minutes ago, don't stop. You just have to look. You'll never know.
Mhm.
Probably most of the uh, staff that they have already resigned or retired, and it's the best time for you to come in as a foreign worker and work for them. So
Mhm.
just to give you a reality check,
Mhm.
because it's if it's easy to get a job offer, I think probably they
And
must
I
have
will not study.
closed the program itself
Mhm.
because the four provinces must be overpopulated,
That's true.
right? So
We'll probably check. I'm not sure if you have already checked with immigration consultant or lawyer your profile. Probably you'll be more qualified to apply to a different PR program, not
okay,
APP, right?
yeah.
So it depends. You have to double check assess yourself or ask someone to assess you, right?
Or ask me if you want.
Yeah. So I have the email here. Right.
Yeah. And be careful, guys, because in Atlantic Provincial Program, um, you, I mean, as an individual, as an agency itself, I don't think that they can represent you or they can apply jobs for you. It's really you
Sure.
who will be applying for jobs. If
Ah.
you're going to give them the power to apply in your behalf, then how can the employer know you as who you are and
Mm-mm.
what you can do for them, right? So
Mm,
it's a very tedious job. Some agencies are very capable to do the finding of jobs, but most of them are unsuccessful. They just promise some point that they're going to get a job, they're going to get the employer, they have employer here and there. So yeah,
mm. Okay. Now next, Roy Sanchez.
Roy is cold.
Yeah.
Roy is
Is
feeling
it
cold.
cold in
I
Bohol?
should be feeling cold.
I'm planning to take 1 year program. Is it good enough for PR pathway in Atlantic? Are you single, Roy? Are you married? Do you have partner with you? If it's you have a partner, then probably you can work together, right, Miss Marisol?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it depends again, like what we always tell you guys, right? Depends
Mhm.
on your English proficiency, your age, and also your work experience. So
And
if
your job
yes,
before, your work experience is very, very
yeah,
critical for AIPP.
yeah. And I notice if you're single, it's more challenging. You have to finish your school first and then you have 1 year post graduation work permit. Not like if you're
You
like
have a partner, yeah.
power couple. Then
Tandem
yeah.
bungee jumping.
So it depends, Roy. Dike, planning to come and study in Atlantic after my studies. How can I bring my wife and kids? You can actually bring them now
You can bring them, yeah.
as a open work permit, right, Miss Maricel?
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
for children, I noticed they have visit visa and study permit if they want to bring
Oh,
their children.
yeah, you can do both. Study permit, especially if they are of age
Yeah.
to study in Canada, so they can join school. Or
Mhm.
you can apply for a visitor visa,
Mhm.
but you have to renew it, every 6 months.
Yeah.
So if I don't know how old is your child and Yadike,
Mm.
but it really depends on what permit or visa are you going to apply for, depending on the age of your child.
Mhm. I think is it 5 or 6 years old? Is that
Four is for
4?
toddlers. Yeah, because Canada has a strong start, no? For
Mm.
toddlers, for
But
what do you call
before
this?
you have to
Daycare,
apply for study permit, 4
study
years
permit,
old. Wow.
or even 3. I do that sometimes.
Oh, 3. Okay. Okay. When I was 3 years old, I was, like, only playing, okay?
Not studying.
Yeah. I just eat, play, and sleep. Okay. What is the current situation concerning the reopening of the Canadian borders for international students? I think they're
They're
allowed.
open. Yeah, they're open. You just have to go through the quarantine, spend money on the hotel, spend money on the 14-day quarantine. So,
Spend your cash.
yeah,
Yeah.
spend your moolah.
Yeah. So you're more than
Welcome.
welcome to come to Canada, but you have they need the authorization, right?
What authorization? Letter?
Yeah, are
From the
they allowed
school.
us? Yeah.
From the school, yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to New Brunswick Community College this fall intake. Is it true without finishing 2-year program? I think this is the new change, right?
Yeah, this is the new change.
But they have a pointing system though.
Yes, still point system.
So maybe Antonio, calculate your score. Do you meet the eligibility even though you haven't completed the program or without
Yeah.
experience? Because when I try to calculate my sister's profile, because my sister is going to New Brunswick, and
Mm-hmm.
it's still not enough. So I said,
She has to finish the
yeah,
program.
I told my sister, I think you have to complete your program. So let's not, calculate your score. Even though
Mm-hmm.
they change it, it looks promising, but still, do you qualify? Right? So
Yeah.
yeah. Go to New Brunswick, their official website. They have the I think
The
the
information. Yeah.
information. Would it be good idea to study in Newfoundland in terms of getting PR upon Nishan? It depends. Our answer today, it really depends.
It really depends, guys, because what we have given you is our basic
Basic
information about.
information.
We
So
wouldn't know who you are, what is your capability, what
yes.
is the current situation in those provinces right now, who are still hiring, who are not hiring anymore, because the list may not be updated. Like what I said, it's you have to be realistic but positive all the time.
Yeah. And if you're not sure, then contact Miss Maricel.
Yeah.
if you're really not sure. What
Hello.
is the best program? Okay, this is I'm not gonna answer this. It's just hard
It's
tell.
hard, guys. It's hard to say the best.
It's hard.
Because like what I said, though this particular programs of AIPP, it's like looking into four husbands or four wives that you wish to
Yeah.
marry. Which one is the best for you?
Mm-mm.
So you should find out whether you can click to the first wife or the third
Mm-mm.
potential wife.
Yeah.
Uh, that's I think that's the analogy is quite very simple. So at least you know that not it's not actually a one single answer to all of your questions.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. And also, like, for me, if you're gonna compare PNP, AIPP, Express Entry, they have
Mm.
pros and cons. It
Yes,
depends
they
on
do.
the person. So yeah. At IFE, I'm currently working as software engineer and a BS Computer Science graduate. I took admin professional at NBCC. Am I eligible for AIPP if ever I got to finish the program?
Why
Like,
not? Yeah.
yeah, you are like on as per the CIC website, it does not say that the program needs to be related from your
To what
past.
you've studied before, yeah.
Yeah, so I think you're good, Ivy. Oh, there's a follow up. Or is the program also eligible? Okay, I think we answered it. Okay, we only have 3 more minutes, guys. I'm just gonna take 3 questions. Hello, good day. I'm from Nigeria, but currently in Turkey. I applied for study visa since 16th of February, but no response for me. 16th of February. That's too you're still okay.
A
But no
month ago,
response for
yeah.
me to go for the medical. Is that good sign that I will be given until you
But
say
no
that,
response for
but
me to
go
go
for
for medical. No,
medical.
it's another way around.
If you not get the medical request,
It's another way around, yeah. You have to get the medical request. That's a good sign, right?
yeah.
This what he's saying is if there's no response for
Uh,
him to go for medical, is it a good sign?
okay. For me, the good sign is if you got the PPR
Medical,
passport
yeah.
request, because even though you got
Medical's
the
also a
medical
good
request,
sign. Medical's also a good
really.
sign, yeah.
So if you got the like, I'm not sure
Unless
with
for people who's
myself.
doing upfront medical, I wouldn't be able to because a lot
Like,
of people are doing that nowadays.
uh,
I wouldn't recommend unless of course your program is co-op.
uh-huh, uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. But Miss Marcel, so if I apply for my study permit and I opted for a medical request instead of upfront medical. So sometimes they just reject your application without asking for medical. Is that did it
Yes.
happen to you?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
That's why in my practice, no news is good news.
Mm-hmm. Ah, okay.
If it gets longer, that means
That will be nerve wracking for Ogo
yeah, for a
Choco.
lot of people, yes, it's nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
But for me, no news is good news.
Mm. But
If
you
it
know,
comes back very sudden and
yeah.
very like not even a month
Mm-mm.
or just weeks, then
Mm-mm.
it could be a bad news. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
in my practice.
If takes longer than, let's say, months, like 2 or 3 months, probably ask for GCMS. I think you can request for it, Miss Marisa, right? Even though they're still processing your application.
Yes, you can.
So I'm not sure if I think it's too early to request for GCMS for Ogo Choku. So
Yeah, your file may be still
mm-mm.
traveling from from Turkey to
Yeah,
whichever to
just
Abu
wait a
Dhabi.
little bit. Yeah, I'll be studying in Mount. What's
What is
MUN?
MUN?
The Mount University.
Mount.
In
Okay, okay.
Is it easy to find part-time job? Look at the job market. Connect with the community and ask someone who's living there. right? For me, I
Mm.
haven't been to Newfoundland, but when I always check like the job market, like how many jobs available there. It depends on your background. Can it
Mm-hmm.
also be extended as full time as graduation using PGWP?
What's that?
Ah, I think he's asking if his part-time job could be a full-time job later on. Depends on your employer, right? But there's some students get like a full-time job after graduation. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Is it
you're
okay
gonna be
if
lucky.
your
You're gonna be
sister
a
uses
lucky
our
person
app
if
already?
you turn from part time to full time in the same company.
Yeah. This is the last question. Is it okay ba mag-sponsor? Oh, it's about sponsorship. Yes, right, Miss
Why
Maricel?
not? Yeah,
Yes. Your sister could sponsor you, but they need to provide proper documentation. And we have already covered that before. You watched that webinar with
I
Miss.
think it's about proof of funds.
Was it proof? Yes, proof of funds in
Proof
night.
of funds. Yeah,
We
that was
answered
the topic. Yeah.
questions about sponsorship. So Glenda, watch that. It's so informative. Yeah. Thank you guys for attending.
Thank you
Attending.
so much.
Again, Miss Maricel, the floor is all yours.
No, the floor is no longer mine. It's yours.
No, I mean, what's your final take? I'm asking always
Takeaway or
final take.
takeaway? Takeaway.
Yeah.
Okay, takeaway. So, like what I said, AIPP,
Mm,
they're giving so much leniency when it comes to inviting people to become permanent residents. However, reality check, is there still a job?
mm-mm,
Is the province, yes, very active? They're still very active, but of course, in Canada, they're quite on a COVID phase wherein everyone is still suffering on uh, am I going to work? Am I going to work this week or next week because they have restrictions in working. Settlement, it's not a face to face anymore. It's a virtual all the time. So AIPP has a lot of advantages when it comes to people who wish to immigrate to through their program,
mm-hmm,
but it takes a lot of patience to get a job offer. Eligibility is always the key. It's a non-point system, so don't worry about if you're over age, if you are having less scores for English, as long as you have English proficiency and
mm-hmm,
your job codes belongs to OABC,
mm-hmm,
then you're good to go to apply.
mm-hmm. And also for me, Miss Maricel, for permanent residency, it's better to ask an immigration consultant or an immigration expert because you only have one shot, right? For me, I
Yeah.
always say that when I got my invitation to apply, I only have one shot. I sh- I don't have any room for mistakes because if you make a mistake, you have to do it again. So
Yes,
when
that's very true. It's critical for you to have proper documentation, proper advice.
mm-mm,
You wouldn't want to go. You would. I mean, you cannot lead a blind person if
mm-mm.
you're still blind. If you're a blind person leading another blind person, it's like as if and assuming that things will go right. No, but Canadian government or Canadian immigration is like what I said before. It's black and white.
Yes, they're black and white.
It's really black and white, guys. It
Mm.
no room for mistake, no room for lies,
There's no
no
mercy.
room,
There's no
no
mercy.
room for lies, no room for for
Yeah.
anything that you are trying to think differently, like a fast forward immigration pathway. There's no such thing as that. You
Mm-mm,
have to work on it, patience, and
mm-mm,
reality check all the time.
mm-mm. Thank you again, Miss Marcel, for spending time with us.
You're very welcome. Out of 4 p.m. afternoon.
Yes.
You just
And we're gonna have this discussion again next after 2 weeks. It's gonna be bi-weekly. And I'm not sure. Probably our next topic. I'm thinking RNIP since they're open, right?
yeah, why not?
Yeah. Okay, for those people wanted to immigrate through RNIP, we're gonna have that discussion next
Mm.
webinar. And actually have a video coming next week about student to PR, like someone that I know who got
Mhm. You
residency
are?
through
Oh.
intermediate, like AIPP. This is my Atlantic series videos. So it's all about AIPP. But thank you
Volume
guys.
1.
Yeah. Thank you guys for attending. I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Bye, Miss
Bye.
Maricel.
Bye.